General Vexathai stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Dominion's Edge, gazing down at the small blue planet through the viewport. His 4 eyes gleamed with amusement as he studied the primitive world below. The Zephyrian Empire had conquered 47 star systems in the past century, each capitulation swift and absolute. This would be no different. Admiral Korath, Vexthai's voice resonated through his translator. Open a channel to the planet's surface. I wish to address these humans. The communications officer, a nervous Zephyrian with trembling tentacles, quickly established the connection. Within moments, representatives from Earth's United Nations appeared on the holographic display, diverse, faces showing fear, determination, and desperate hope. I am General Vexathai of the Zephyrian Empire, he began, his tone dripping with condescension. Your pathetic species has exactly 1 solar rotation to surrender unconditionally. You have no fleet, no advanced technology, no hope. We have seen your primitive weapons, your crude rockets, your laughable attempts at space exploration. Secretary General Chen stepped forward on the screen. General, we ask for dialogue. Surely there's a peaceful resolution. Vexathai's laughter echoed through the bridge. Peaceful? Look around you, human. We command a fleet of 10,000 vessels. Our technology is millennia beyond yours. Your strongest weapons couldn't scratch our shields. This is not a negotiation. It is an inevitability. Gestured dismissively. We've studied your history. You fight amongst yourselves over resources, over ideologies, over patches of dirt. You're divided, weak, scattered. How could such a fractured species possibly stand against the might of the Empire? But General, Chen tried again, you underestimate... Underestimate? Vexthai cut him off. I've seen your military assessments. Your largest ships barely leave your atmosphere. Your weapons are chemical-based. Your warriors are soft, untested. We've conquered species far more advanced than yours, without losing a single vessel. The human delegation exchanged glances. Admiral Sarah Mitchell, Earth's highest-ranking military officer, stepped into view. 24 hours, you said? Generous. Considering your inevitable defeat, use the time wisely, perhaps to pray to whatever deities you worship. The transmission ended, and Vexathai turned to his officers. Maintain standard patrol formations. Begin scanning for their military installations. This will be over before their sun sets. What Vexathai failed to understand was that he had just made the greatest tactical error in Zephyrian history. He had given humanity time to do what it did best: adapt, coordinate, and fight back. Across Earth, something unprecedented happened. Ancient rivalries dissolved overnight. Nuclear powers shared their arsenal's specifications. Former enemies worked in perfect synchronization. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict ceased as both sides contributed scientists. North and South Korea coordinated manufacturing. India and Pakistan merged their nuclear programs. Russia and NATO shared intelligence freely. In underground bunkers, in orbital stations, in submarines lurking in ocean depths, humanity's greatest minds worked with singular purpose. They didn't try to match Zephyrian technology. They leveraged what humans understood better than any species in the galaxy: asymmetric warfare, psychological manipulation, and the art of turning disadvantages into weapons. Dr. Emma Rodriguez, working with a combined team of physicists from 17 nations, discovered something crucial in the intercepted Zephyrian communications. They're shields, she announced over the emergency network. They're designed to deflect energy weapons. and kinetic projectiles moving at specific velocities. But look at this. She displayed the technical readouts. They've never encountered our most abundant resource, nuclear waste. Dirty bombs aren't weapons to them. They're incomprehensible. Their scans show radioactive material as primitive fuel, not weaponry. Meanwhile, cyber warfare specialists from China, Russia, Israel, and the United States collaborated on something that would have been impossible hours earlier. They had detected patterns in Zephyrian communications, mathematical sequences that suggested centralized command protocols. At 1500 hours, 18 hours after Vexthai's ultimatum, every human settlement went dark. Cities, military bases, communications arrays, everything shut down. To the Zephyrians monitoring from orbit, it appeared that humanity had simply given up. See? Vexthai told his officers. They've collapsed without a fight, typical of weak species. What he couldn't see were the thousands of small craft launching from hidden installations worldwide. Not rockets or fighters, but converted civilian vessels, modified cargo ships, retrofitted submarines launched from underwater tubes, even upgraded passenger aircraft. Each carried the same payload, concentrated nuclear waste wrapped in basic kinetic shells, designed to fragment on impact. The first wave hit the Zephyrian fleet at 1847 hours. The aliens' shields easily deflected the crude projectiles, but that wasn't the point. The radioactive particles spread across their hull plating, seeping into ventilation systems designed for clean energy warfare. As Zephyrian crews began suffering from radiation, poisoning, something their medical technology had never encountered, their communication systems suddenly erupted with feedback loops. Human hackers had identified and exploited the centralized command structure, turning the fleet's own coordination against itself. "General!" Admiral Korath gasped, his tentacles already showing signs of radiation sickness. "The fleet! Half our vessels are reporting system failures. The humans, they're using some kind of impossible!" Vexthai roared. But even as he spoke, his own ship shuddered as modified civilian aircraft, painted with Earth's combined flags, launched suicide runs against strategic targets. By 2030 hours, the mighty Zephyrian fleet was in complete disarray. Ships crashed into each other as their navigation systems failed. Crews abandoned vessels that had become radioactive death traps. The survivors sent desperate distress signals to the Empire, warning them never to approach the small blue planet. As his flagship's systems finally collapsed, General Vexthai stared in shock at the tactical display. In 8 hours, a species he had dismissed as primitive had neutralized an armada that had conquered nearly 50 worlds. His last transmission to the Empire was simple. Avoid the Sol system. The humans, they don't fight like anyone else. They fight like they have nothing left to lose and everything to protect. By nightfall on Earth, the skies were clear. Humanity had learned something profound that day, not about advanced technology or superior firepower, but about what they could accomplish when 7 billion minds worked as one. The message they sent to the galaxy was equally clear. Earth was not a target. It was a warning.